DC Multiverse!
Yes. Tim Drake Robin, the third to take on the mantle of Batman's sidekick, a beloved fan favorite, and a character with a very well hashed out backstory and a fantastically developed character. He was the first Robin to wear pants, and the first one to deduce that Bruce Wayne and Batman were one and the same. I think when most of us thought about getting a Tim Drake action figure from McFarlane Toys, we probably thought about getting this one. That's a classic suit right there. Or even this one, a kind of modern take on the classic suit. Well, instead, we got this. We got the new 52 version. I have mixed feelings about this guy. Not the figure in general, just the fact that New 52 Red Robin was chosen. Now, although at first glance this does look like a very cool figure, Todd seems to have done a pretty good job with the designing of this guy, and his overall visual appeal looks very cool. I have to ask myself, why Red Robin? Where am I going to pose him? With whom? We don't have a New 52 version of Batman, or Red Hood, or Batgirl, and we kinda quasi-do for Nightwing, but that's really just a repainted Rebirth version of Nightwing. So as much as I think that this is a really cool looking figure, I just gotta ask myself, who is it for? Well, apparently me, because I bought it. Here's the front of the trading card that Red Robin comes with. You'll note that he has 2 more wings than the actual figure. Box art, action figure. Box art, action figure. Here's the back of the card with that bio, which as usual you can pause to read if you'd like to. And he also comes with this bow staff. It is a quite massive and girthy bow staff. In hand, up close, the Red Robin definitely gives me them New 52 vibes. That's for sure. And with these wings outstretched, these are a really cool additive. I like these. You got the little propulsion unit right back here on his back. And opened up, he looks like he should be on the hood of a Firebird. This was certainly not my favorite look for Tim Drake, but he has done it well. I mean, this is definitely the best version of Robin in this uniform. And I'll do the comparison in just a second here, but I mean, there's a lot of brand new sculpted detail. Most of it is actually sculpted. I mean, right here on the sides, it has been painted on, but pretty much almost everything is sculpted. Even the arms right here, it actually is sculpted onto the shoulders. You got the Red Robin symbol here on this arm. I like the way it goes across the chest, and this is clearly an homage to the first Red Robin. You can see the little Robin in the middle there and all of the capsules and the pouches. This was a Robin who was prepared. There is a little bit of detail that hasn't been painted with this Robin, like the gauntlets were usually painted like a gold color up here on these pads, but for the most part it does look accurate. Also, this Robin's face sculpt looks really good. I like this Tim Drake head sculpt. The hair's kind of blown to the side, but it works for this figure. It's not too much, because I know that there will be those of you who are interested in seeing what this head sculpt looks like on Dick Grayson's Nightwing body. Here's what that would look like. That's also not too bad either. Here he is in comparison to a few figures that I've kind of cobbled together, some New 52 characters. So we have the Mattel Damian Wayne. We have the New 52-esque repaint of Nightwing from McFarlane Toys. I've tossed in a Red Hood. We have a Greg Capullo Catwoman in the shot. Here's a Greg Capullo Batgirl as well. And also a custom Batman, like a kit bash. And finally, we should check out his articulation. The head on a ball peg. Very, very movable. I mean, I wish the head did go back a bit further, but in general, that's not too bad. We have the arms that are on those rounded hinges. You got the little socket here on the inside, and yeah, that works quite nicely. You're not going to get any more upward motion because of the Robin symbol on his shoulder, and really the other one goes up just as far anyway, so you're not really missing anything that way. You will get a full movement if you decide you're going to move the arm up like that. You have the 360 bicep swivel. What do we have for those double joints? How good are those? Well, they're pretty good. The capsules will get in the way a little bit, but those are good enough for me. He can put his arms right across his chest, like so. So that's not bad. He's got torso articulation right up here, in the abdomen going up into the chest, and that's kind of tight. It is sort of ugly once you move it. I don't know how much I'm going to do with it. Yeah, that's kind of a tricky piece of articulation. And then, of course, there's waist articulation that, you know, that's very, very movable. You've also got down here in the groin, doing it like McFarlane does. Not a lot as far as that. You do have some double jointed knees that are very useful. You have anything here at the top of the boot? Nope. So it picks up here down at the ankle, and we have the toe articulation like that. Also, I forgot to mention the wrists. I mean, this is all standard fare for McFarlane Toys. You got the little hinge, and it's, you know, it's going to do, we pretty much know, for the most part, what these figures are going to do for articulation. The key points I find are usually the shoulders and the torso. Those are the points of articulation that are different from figure to figure, as well as up here. Some have a thigh cut, most don't, and some have some rotation, and others have pretty much none, like this figure here. So what do I think about this Robin figure? Well, visually, I think he totally hits the mark. You can see him here compared to the previous one, and that's a fantastic looking figure too. But I must say, I do appreciate this head sculpt better than the previous DC Collectibles version. And I do appreciate this figure's articulation more than the previous one. Also, I really like the fact that this Red Robin's wings actually can spread. Like, he can actually use them. So I think so far to date, this is probably the best Red Robin figure that's been released. And I definitely appreciate this Tim Drake figure more than I did the Gotham Knights version. You can see I put a cape on mine because you can't have Tim Drake without a cape. He's Robin. Robin's supposed to have a cape. Anyway, I liked him. I would give this figure probably a 7.5 out of 10. I definitely think he's worth picking up if you're a DC Multiverse fan or a Batman fan or anything of that nature. I think he's definitely worth the pickup, but I'm just one guy with one viewpoint, and I'm sure that there are a plethora of other people who feel quite differently about this figure, positively or negatively. These are just my opinions, and I'm sticking to them, so hopefully you found this video to be an enjoyable, useful, interesting waste of time for the moment, and I will see you in the next one. Have a DC day, everybody, and take care.